Smile to Death. This is chapter 14. It's always strange for me to repeat this phrase, this title, Smile to Death. I mean, in the day-to-day living, I am also conditioned not to think, not to address, not to pay attention to death. And now, in the place where I'm living, in Israel, death is quite an issue, and violence is also quite an issue. But all of these are not related to what I am offering here. Actually, it is the real opposite. The fact that us as individuals and as well as society do not smile to death, ignore death, afraid of death, or even manipulate other people with the fear of death. This is what leads eventually to hostility, to violence, and to unnecessary death. This is not what we're here for. Actually, we are here to celebrate life by realizing that this event, this special, created, unique event that we participate in, that we call life, part of it is death. And not in terms only that life is temporary and will die someday. No, that in the very now, in the very present, death and life are intertwined, affecting each other. Not realizing this means not realizing life. This is how it works. This is what I think, I believe, let me add, I know. And this is my relationship with my intuition, and I built this relationship for many years. I know this. I don't need to prove. There's no proof here. Once you insist on proving, you neglect so much important information that comes from your spiritual wisdom, from your intuition, creativity, etc. So, let's continue. This is the second chapter in part 5, Smile to Death, despite the fact that it will always win us and will take good things from us. And as I said in chapter 13, there is no real fight here. This is just an illusion. There's no thing like winning or overcoming death. This is just a part of the problem of the ignorance of the real story between life and death. The illusion that what we have here is the only living space, and this is why we need to fight death, which is not a living space. This fact, as I understand, is a complete ignorance of the real thing. And when we are so ignorant, our lifestyle is very narrowed, and we are also subjected to lots of manipulations related to fear of death, which is so exaggerated, so out of proportion. And this is why you're here, because we want to change this fear. You want to smile to death. We will continue fearing death, but not the same way as before. We'll be more curious, more interested in making a dialogue with the other space. Just try to imagine how interesting it can be. So, chapter 14. We tend to forget that what death does to us are things that we decided that will happen to us. Yeah, I know. It's one of the more difficult aspects of life to agree with, or to accept, or to work with. Say that the losses we face, that some of them are related also to death, or just to losing stuff, or even things that we realize that are kind of divine intervention, or something something tremendous happened, especially here in this territory, suddenly talking about war, people killing people, suddenly, I mean, we can understand politically how it grew, but still, suddenly the reality changes dramatically. You are overwhelmed by this. Many people are killed. So it's as if death is taken from us through our idiot actions, of course, but still, it is as if death is taking people from us every day. And sometimes these people are related to us, or people we knew before, or, you know. And again, when I'm saying let's smile to death, I'm saying let's look at the option, at least take it as an option, which is a painful one, that the things we think, we feel that death did to us are part of a bigger plan that we designed, or we were part of the designers. So we decided to witness or to experience these losses related to death. This is part of our plan. This is a part of our decision. Why is it so important? And again, I'm saying it's not easy. I mean, there are times in which we cannot relate to this concept. You may object this concept right now, and it's okay if you don't like it, if you don't accept it. You can skip to chapter 15 if you like. Over there, I speak about something totally else, okay? But if you want to remain for the next 3 minutes, let's take a look at this. When I'm asking you to smile to death, I'm asking you to make contact with death in your mind. After I'm saying to you that beyond this wall, there is living, there is action right now related to you, influencing you, is nurtured by you and is nurturing you back. It's like energy is cycling between the two sides. This is how it works. This is how I see it. This is what I believe. It's always there. We are always kind of responsible for the things that are happening to us, because this is the part of the plan that we had before coming here. Part of the plan. I think that many parts of the plan are uncertainty, are things that we will decide as living people what to do. This is part of the structure here, to make decisions, to make choices, etc. But still, death and life, I'm saying, are two parts of the bigger thing together. And so if something very profound, very painful, like death, is coming anyway in a way that touches us, there is a strong possibility that somewhere deep inside, or back then before we came here, it was a part of our decision, of our plan. And once we smile to death, it is as if we're saying, yes, I cannot remember this, but yes, it may be a part of a bigger game that I cannot be totally aware of it right now. But still, I am here, and I want to know more about this complexity. And how will I know it? First, by smiling to death. When I smile to death, and I open my mind to the possibility that most of the big things that are happening around me are things that I agreed to witness before, maybe from this place on, I will be able to relate to them in a different way. It's still shocking, it's still intimidating, it's still threatening, but maybe a bit easier, maybe a bit more flexible, maybe something I can create with it. Maybe I will have a little bit more comfort, maybe. And this is what we hear about. To change the significance of death in our life and to take a new look at all the things related to death from a point of view when we smile to death. This is the special thing about this program.